All right. It is my absolute privilege to bring to the stage at this very moment the one and only Christopher Lloyd! Regular Sunday dressed as Doc Brown.
It's the whole Back to the Future thing is a phenomenon. Films come out, they have a good run. Hopefully, they have a certain popularity, and in a few months they kind of fade. You can get them on Netflix, etc. But Back to the Future just keeps on going like crazy. I mean, it seems to catch on to people, young people today, the same way it did back in 1985, I think it was. And it just doesn't give up. It keeps going on and on and on, which is a credit to a conception of a wonderful script that all of us can really get into and love doing it.
Well, you're part of a ride, Christopher Lloyd. What was that experience like, getting to be Doc Brown for that ride?
The theme park thing, it was amazing because the technology involved in the way the DeLorean would go and move and everything, and with the visuals up front, it simulated like you felt like it was a damn cartoon, and yet you'd sit there terrified. I'm laughing at a cartoon. It's like it was strange, but it was amazing. It was an amazing innovation. I remember I came out here. I think probably may have been my first time when they established the theme park here, the Back to the Future thing, and they brought the train from the end of Back to the Future when I come back with my family, and they had it here on the tracks somewhere on Universal with the steam going and all that stuff, and it brought all the way from Los Angeles, I think. It was kind of cool. And referring back to the question about what's it like to go and see all these characters out there, particularly, but I see a lot of Uncle Festers. And you gotta know, I grew up on Uncle Fester. There was a magazine that my parents subscribed to that came in every week, and it always had cartoons. The New Yorker, it always had cartoons. I never read anything, but I shuffled through the cartoons. And Charles Adams was alive, at that time, and every issue practically of the New Yorker had an Addams Family cartoon. And I always was hopeful that Uncle Fester would be in it because I really dug him. He just had his strangeness, his slightly devilish, evil, little mischief things he did. I dug it. And as I grew older, it was in my past, and I was on to other things. And decades later, I got a offer to do Uncle Fester. I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds? So, and I was just like, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. I can live out on screen this little monster I fell in love with when I was an adolescent, so that was cool. The only thing was that I didn't look like him. I'm not round, I don't have a round head, all that. because Fester, the way he looks, is kind of a sight gag. And it's, you know, so I had to take care of that. The costume was fairly easy, but how to get my face rounded like that? So I thought I should have prosthetics, attachments that, you know, round my face out. And that was worked out, and the director wanted to shoot. This was, you know, 2 or 3 weeks before we actually started shooting the film, but they wanted to shoot a scene between Gomez, Raul Julia, and myself, in full makeup and costume, because they wanted to see how the makeup worked with the filming and the lighting. And I was really very anxious about it, because I didn't feel I was ready. I was counting on 3 more weeks to get into Fester's mind, such as it is. And so I was really worried. And you know, Raul Julia, I just got to know him, and he was, you know, one of the most wonderful people, an actor. And so I just didn't want to do it. I was terrified. But, you know, I did it. And a few days later, I got a call from the director, and he says, "Chris, we'd like to come in. We want to talk to you." And he seemed very serious. So I went through that. I went for the appointment to go and see him, and the producer, etc. And there were some actors milling around in the offices. And there was this guy who was a more convincing Uncle Fester than anybody you've seen in costume. This guy could have gone right in front of the screen. It was naturally, it's like he hadn't done anything to himself. He just came in like he walked out. Bald, round face, round body, big long thing he was wearing and all that. And I thought, that's the guy. That's who's going to be doing this film. And the directors came in, said, you know, they brought me into the theater at the studio, and they played the scene between Raul and I. And afterwards, they looked at me and they said, "We don't feel the prosthetics work." All they wanted to do was change the way I was made up. And the guy out in the hall was my stand-in for both films. So, all right.
I was wondering if you had any stories about working with Andy Kaufman.
People often will come up to me and say, "Was Andy Kaufman crazy?" And he had I don't think he was crazy. He had a very clear idea of the kind of comedy he wanted to do. And he understood ways to go about making it happen. And they were brilliant. He had a different concept about things, and he gave it to us with a lot of humor, and I thought it was pretty cool. I went with Andy one night because he was wrestling women, mud wrestling, and he invited me, and I went and watched him mud wrestle. Mud, I mean, they weren't faking it with these, you know, young women who looked like they could quite well take care of themselves. And it was heavy. But you know, I just remembered, he was kind of a transcendentalist, or, you know, he meditated a lot, drew, you know, I mean, not in a public way, but he was kind of into that. And we were in rehearsal, dress rehearsal for the next episode that night. And, you know, we're all doing a thing, all the crew was there, all the cameramen, the producers, the writers, the whole bunch. And we were playing out the scene, the costume, everything. And a conversation developed about levitation, right? And Andy just sort of quipped up, I can do that. And he sat, you know, and we're all, you know, kind of laughing, and, you know, and he just very calmly said, you know, do it. So he sat down in the middle of the stage, the taxi set, just sat there and crossed his legs and did the whole kind of Buddha pose, whatever. And he just sat there. And we're standing around watching this guy who's in front of all of us, sat down there to levitate. And doing it and not making a joke of it, just saying, okay. And he does that. And eventually, the break, 10 minutes is up, and we have to go back to work. and so they kind of, come on, Andy, whatever. He said, okay. And you had the feeling that if he had 5 more minutes, it was extraordinary, but that kind of daring and courage, even though it was, you know, for the way, is what made us, you know, it was that kind of courage and imagination and daring to do this thing that he did. And, very sad that he wasn't allowed longer to do it.
So, if it's okay with you.
Too much.
I'm sorry?
Is Fester your favorite character so far that you've done?
I don't know. I have a tough time, you know, because actually, when I'm asked that, my feeling, I want to say, one flew over the cuckoo's nest. It was my first film, and with extraordinary people, incredible story, and I just thought, you know,
Beautiful.
I died and gone to heaven here.
Great. That film's probably wasted on all the millennials in here. I can't say for sure. Beautiful. We do appreciate you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
In all your career, all the work that you've done, besides Addams Family, which project did you have the most fun making?
I gotta say Back to the Future. And you got to do it 3 times. Yeah, and the third one, people ask me which one did I like the best. It's got to be number 3 for me. You know. It's a Western. Yes. Okay. And horseback riding, doing horseback riding. Clara. steam engine. I've done a couple of films involving steam engines, and they're just awesome. They're huge clunk of iron and steel, and all these things that move, and steam coming out there. They're a real contraption. And so in 3, I did a lot of work on an engine. And Clara joined me.
Well, thank you. You're awesome.
Thank you.
We just love you. You're like family.
And I was just curious if there was anything that really stuck out about working with like cartoons, like you're all weasel henchmen. How gross smelling was the vat of stuff. Oh my god.
That was, yeah, Bob Zemeckis wanted to make that film as kind of a homage to the way films were originally done, all the Walt Disney films. And that is where you have a team of artists, and every shot,
Yeah.
is completely drawn by hand. It's time consuming, of course, but it's an art, it's a craft. And so that's the way Roger Rabbit was done. They had this building somewhere in London, 3 or 4 empty floors, and it was filled with cubicles. And to be an artist, that one, and there was piles of Chinese food, and all that. But it was like this strange underworld. From everywhere, from the United States, from Asia, Japan, Europe, all these guys in there, and ladies. Doing the thing, yeah. I get a kick once in a while because people come up to me and they say, you scared me to death. I had nightmares. We'll be talking about something from the film, like when I take the little shoe.
Oh, that creeps me.
Like that. And other stuff, they just, and I think back when I used to see the original Disney movies, whenever that was. I was very young. What about Cinderella? And Bambi. In the sea with a whale.
Pinocchio.
Oh, Pinocchio, yeah.
What?
Pinocchio.
Yes. And all that. And there were moments in each of them that scared the hell out of me. Scared the, I have nightmare stuff, so it kind of payback.